Start shooting, just let me keep my phone on silent. This year, Samsung's S series, that is the S25, is a very incremental upgrade. Most of the new things are with software and AI features. But there is one phone that caught my eye, the base S25. This super slim, lightweight, compact and comfortable smartphone. I think while most people focus on the Ultra, this one steals the show. I've been using it as my daily smartphone for the past 4 days or so this is not a full review, but I will be sharing my initial thoughts about the S25 in this video. So sit back, relax and have a cup of chai. The number one reason why I find the S25 so interesting is because of the size. And I genuinely feel that Samsung has got the fundamentals right with the S25. It all starts with the design and in-hand feel. As soon as I unboxed the S25, I noticed that it is very lightweight. Then I did some checking and found out that the S25 is only 162 grams. On the other hand, Pixel 9, which comes in at a similar size, is 198 grams. That's why this feels so light. And it is also a very slim phone. This is one of those points where I don't want to put any cover or case on this phone because I like it how it is. I don't want to add any bulk because of how lightweight it is. If you don't believe me, just go to an offline store and try holding this smartphone for yourselves. You'll know what I'm talking about. The in-hand feel is super comfortable. And this is an expensive smartphone which is built very well. Metal frame with glass on the front and back. Now, the next fundamental that it gets right is the display. 6.1 inches Full HD Plus super bright AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The bezels are slim, viewing angles are great and outdoor visibility is not a problem. And watching content on this display is simply amazing. So Reels, YouTube videos, Netflix shows, everything look amazing. And there's an in-display fingerprint sensor which is stupid fast, which also works when the display is off. Now, one thing missing on this display is the anti-reflective coating that the S25 Ultra gets. It was first introduced in the S24 Ultra last year, which is a game changer to be honest. It reduces glare by a lot and I'm pretty sad that Samsung did not include that in the regular S25. Neither did they add it in the S25 Plus. It is exclusive to the S25 Ultra, which is kind of sad. So design and build quality and display is done. The next fundamental that it gets right is software and performance. So performance. This year Samsung decided that all of their phones in the S25 lineup in India will get the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. Samsung keeps going back and forth on this Exynos and Snapdragon thing. With the S23 they were like, let's go for Snapdragon. With the S24 they were like, nope, we'll go back to Exynos. And with S25 they're back to Snapdragon. Honestly, I'm glad that this year they went with the Snapdragon 8 Elite because the performance that it gives is top tier. Very fast and smooth. I've not noticed any lags whatsoever. Now my usage is very normal. Instagram Reels, YouTube Music, clicking some photos and videos, maybe editing those photos and videos on the smartphone itself, and that's about it. Nothing major as such. So for me, honestly, Snapdragon 8 Elite is overkill. But the good part with such a good processor is that this smartphone will be future proof. So ideally someone buying this can easily use it for 3 to 4 years. They might have to change the battery in between, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Performance is great and so is the new software. S25 series comes with One UI 7 out of the box, and honestly this is the best version of One UI that I have used till date. It is highly inspired from iOS, but I think Samsung has done a very good job in terms of the implementation. Everything works very fast and smooth. The animations are great and customization features are next level. You can customize the entire smartphone in whatever way you want, and the lock screen customization is just like you get in iOS. These companies keep copying features from each other, so I don't mind that as long as the implementation is good, and Samsung has got that right. Honestly, in terms of the Android world, One UI 7 is the benchmark, and other manufacturers should kind of learn from One UI 7 in terms of the entire user experience. Color OS and Oxygen OS come close, but others lag behind. I really like One UI 7 is what I'm trying to say. We've talked about 3 fundamentals so far. There are 2 more. Let's talk about battery life and charging first. The S25 has a 4000 mAh battery, but the battery life is just okay. I would normally start using this phone in the morning at about 80 to 85% battery, and towards the end of the day I would have like 10% left. In terms of screen on time, it's somewhere close to 5 hours. Essentially, battery life is a trade-off for the size. So if you are considering buying the S25, you need to make this decision. Is the size and comfortable part of it so necessary that you are ready to trade off some battery life? Ask yourself this question. For me personally, yes, I would make that trade-off because of how comfortable this phone is. Like, just hold it in your hand. Like, go to an offline store and hold it in your hand. What about charging? Charging is very slow on the S25. It is only 25 watts and takes forever to charge. I don't like the charging speeds at all, and Samsung, what are you doing? We're living in 2025. Such slow charging speeds on a flagship phone are not acceptable. It does have wireless charging for convenience, but again, slow wireless charging, like the charging speeds are very bad. So battery life and charging is kind of a trade-off for the size. Now, the final fundamental is camera. The cameras are almost identical to last year's S24. There is no upgrade in terms of the camera. There's a main camera, ultra wide, and also a 3x telephoto. I would just like to point that Samsung is one of the brands out there who provide a telephoto camera on the base model. iPhone 16 and Pixel 9 both skip on the telephoto camera, but the S25 does have it, which is very useful. As far as the images go, you can see them on your screen. Typical Samsung photos, heavy on HDR and punchy color. Honestly, I like how the photos turn out from the S25. Detailed, sharp images across lighting conditions. Even portrait photos are great from the S25. The edge reduction is good, and so is the background blur. See, I like the camera setup on the S25. It is obviously not the best out there and not camera centric as such. We've learned in the past couple of years that brands like Vivo and Xiaomi are doing a way better job if you want a camera centric smartphone. Like if camera is your top priority and you don't care about anything else, do not go with the S25. It has great cameras for the size of this phone, but definitely not the best. Alright, this is the first ever video sample with the Samsung Galaxy S25. I'm shooting with the front camera. This will give you a pretty good idea about the front camera video quality. It can do all the way up to 4K 60 FPS. And now I'm shooting with the rear ultra wide angle camera. This perspective is way better for vlogging or things like that. Now I want you guys to tell me one thing. How is the audio quality, like the microphone quality, coming out of the S25? And this year Samsung has also added a new feature, just like the audio mix feature on iPhone 16. They're using AI to enhance the audio. I'm going to switch that on in 3, 2, 1, go. Now tell me, how is my audio? Is it better or worse than before? Now this year Samsung has also added log mode to video, which honestly is a great thing. For people who take their videography seriously, this is a great feature to have. Also, I've been using my Instagram on this phone and not on the iPhone for the past 4 days, and it has been working really well. Uploading stories, reels, etc. works like a charm. If I had to give a rating, I would give the cameras a solid 8 out of 10. And I think for people buying this smartphone, that is good enough. To sum it all up, we talked about 5 fundamentals, out of which 4 Samsung gets right and 1 is kind of a trade-off, that is battery life and charging. If you're okay with that trade-off, then you can definitely go for the Samsung Galaxy S25. In my honest opinion, this is one of the best compact smartphones out there, if not the best. There are rumors of the Vivo X200 Pro Mini coming to India, so if you want to wait for that, you can. But if you don't want to wait for that, then you can go with the S25 as well. I am having a great time using this smartphone as my daily driver. Now, I will be comparing the S25 to the Pixel 9 and also the iPhone 16. If you have any particular video, you can request it down in the comment section and I will try to make it happen. If you like the content, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because that would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.